First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, official weight 120 pounds, professional record 27 victories, including 18 knockouts with 5 defeats. From Belfast, Northern Ireland, introducing the challenger, the former bantamweight champion of the world, Wayne "The Pocket" Rocket McCullough. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, official weight 122 pounds. He's wearing burgundy and brings a professional record to the ring of 55 victories, including 35 knockouts, with only 3 defeats and 1 bout even. De Guadalajara, Mexico, the reigning, defending WBC Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Oscar El Chololo Larios.
And interestingly, referee Richard Steele used to run the gym where Wayne McCullough trained in Las Vegas.
Okay, I spoke to both fighters in the dressing room. I'm cautioning them again. Obey my commands at all times. Shake hands, good luck.
Richard Steele, who's on the comeback trail as a referee. I remember him being the ref for Hagler Hearns, that great fight of 1985, 20 years ago. Wayne McCullough's 35 now. Will that tell against him? Larios is 28 and in his 60th fight tonight.
Yeah, but how many times have we said, can Wayne McCullough come up with another performance like the previous one? And how many times has he done it? But it's refreshing to have a return match because the first fight was so good and not because judges or referees mucked it up. This is a great match.
They threw between them over 3,000 punches in the first fight. Amazing stuff. And look at the start here. It might be the same again, you know.
Well, Wayne McCullough deserves everything he's achieved in the fight game. He's always fought the best in whatever division he's been campaigning in. But for me, he's always lacked the power to back up the style that he's adopted. So he always has so many tough fights, but so entertaining.
Don't call him the pocket rocket for nothing. And incidentally, McCullough came in 2 pounds inside the 8 stone 10 pound limit at the weigh-in yesterday. He really did look pencil slim. Larios looks so much bigger, doesn't he, in there?
Yeah, and I would sometimes like to see Wayne just put a little bit more thought into what he's doing. He's just put the head down and wailing away with the punches. I just wish sometimes a bit more thought, a bit more guile, and that maybe the fights wouldn't be quite so close as they are. But what a great little warrior.
Sharper start from Larios, is making his height and reach advantage. Stally's a bit out of range. McCullough, and he's having to take plenty. I mean, 8 stone 8 pounds. To think he's fought a big featherweight like Scott Harrison, who comes in, of course, about getting on for a stone above the 9 stone.
See, he hasn't thought about what he's doing in the opening round. He's just put his head down and started wailing away with punches. And Larios with the advantage in reach and height. He's getting the better of things so far.
He was a wide points winner of the first fight on the scorecards anyway, though Sean O'Grady, your old opponent, Jim, scoring for television, made it a draw that first fight. Most people thought it was a bit closer than the judges had it, to be fair to McCullough on that occasion. Hence he's got this chance of a rematch. And for the fact that the first fight was such a cracker.
That's what I'm saying. It's good. It's a refreshing reason for a return match. But I've spoken to some people who were sitting right at ringside, and they felt Larios' punches were of a higher quality than McCullough's. And that's how it started off here. McCullough beginning to warm up now, finding the range a bit better.
As the round goes on, after a very difficult opening couple of minutes, dominated by the Mexican who's defending this WBC crown tonight. Good finish to the round though from McCullough, starting to get there with some body punches and ask some better questions.
Well, Larios is proud. He likes to be in good fights. Well, he's got another chance to be in one tonight.
Every expectation of this being a cracker. Certainly enough action in that first round, wasn't there?
All right. Here, you're going to have to get a little closer, a little upset. Okay, son? Alright? Download the up jab and right hand in the body, okay? Straighten him up. Right hand in the body, come back the hook to the head.
Freddie Roach, by the way, training Wayne McCullough these days. He used to be with Kenny Kroom here in Vegas.
Well, they started off at a pace, and no doubt they'll sustain that. There's a little clash of heads. There's a little injury in Larios' eye. I thought it was a graze, but I see them working at it in the corner. It didn't bleed at all, so I don't expect it's serious. But eye damage in the first round of any championship fight, obviously bad news.
Yeah, Miguel Diaz, the cut man, had a swab on that. There's no blood that I can see. Burgundy trunks, defending champion Oscar Larios of Mexico. The black of Belfast's Wayne McCullough, who's been living in Las Vegas now for 12 years. But this is the first time that he's ever had a world championship fight in what is now his home city. Getting picked up at range again by Larios, who's very, very long arms, it seems to me. He's lanky, isn't he, for the weight?
That's a beautiful leading uppercut from Larios. That was quality. See, McCullough again coming straight forward without any head movement. Just doesn't have the power to back up the style that he has. And that's what's happening again here. Even when he gets close, he's not really hurting Larios.
But he has been a tremendous value for money operator, McCullough, all his career, and so brave. And of course, Ring Magazine voted him as having the best chin in world boxing at any weight. He sometimes needed it, mind you.
Yeah, well, I think if you go back in history and compile a list of the top half dozen chins, Wayne would definitely be in there, probably near the top. I mean, the night with Scott Harrison, it was unbelievable, the punches he was able to take. Not healthy, but unbelievable.
And against Eric Morales as well. Tremendous fight, that one, in Detroit, I think it was. Now the right hand from Larios, who's scoring a lot, and he's got a few problems in there. McCullough, he just looks so much smaller than Larios. Don't know what the weights are tonight. We haven't been given figures for this one.
He looks a bit leaden at the moment, McCullough. He's staying in punching range but not getting his punches off. Giving away reach. He can't do this. He needs more head movement. He needs to try and a little bit more thought. Not just marching straight forward. Trading on your strength, fitness and strong chin. He has to think what he's doing a little bit more here.
Just can't get into range, really. Larios is so busy too on the outside. And that's better from McCullough. At last he does get there to the body, when for one moment Larios did stop throwing punches, and I think it's about the only second in the fight he has stopped throwing.
Well, Freddie Roach told McCullough to go for the body, jab to the body, he was told at the end of the first round, but hasn't really carried those instructions out. The reach disadvantage is really showing itself at the moment.
Larios dominant early on here. He's a good world champion, this fellow.
And he's one of the few people who can match Wayne McCullough for pace and work rate.
He's being outworked at the moment, I'm afraid, Wayne, in there. Well, Larios' corner will be very happy with the way this has started. In the first fight, they said he had an injured right shoulder and bicep, and he was fully fit for this one. He looks fully fit. Freddie Roach has been telling Wayne McCullough, more head movement, please, but it's a bit late in his career for that, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've been calling from that from the first round. He needs a little bit more thought in what he's doing, more method. Can't just afford to march forward, try to out-punch this guy. Doesn't have the power for that.
Never underestimate McCullough, though. People thought basically he'd been sent into retirement by Scott Harrison. So bad was that defeat in Glasgow a couple of years back. And he'd only had 2 rounds in a couple of years when he went into the first fight with Larios. Now he says he's a bit more ready for it, but he's certainly got work to do on what we've seen early on here. Another left hook from Larios.
Larios did say before the last meeting he wanted to be the first man to stop Wayne McCullough, but he found it's no mean feat.
Nobody ever has. In fact, his 5 defeats have all been in World Championship fights against Daniel Zaragoza, Prince Nassim Hamed, Eric Morales, Scott Harrison, and this fellow, Oscar Larios.
Well, he's trying to work the body now, but still head too stationary, giving this fellow too much target and too much time.
It would be good if there was more head movement from McCullough. He could slip a few of these and roll his way into the inside and land some body punches. Just set Larios a few more problems, not just be out there on the end of his jab and those heavy hooks as well all night. And there's a big right hand from Larios there. McCullough typically takes it and fires back.
I think the heads clashed as well there, Ian. I think that's what he was complaining about there. I think the heads came together.
They certainly seem to, yeah. Absolutely no respite. How fit and well conditioned are these men to keep on punching all night long like this as they did in the first fight? I mean, over 3,000 punches. That must be some sort of record.
It's incredible. As I said, probably Larios is the only other person in the game who enjoys fighting at this pace. So he matched him last time and he's doing it again now, and he has the quality. Good work here from McCullough just as I'm speaking, but too late in the round. He's been taking too many.
So no wonder the fans love him though. What fire and desire. He's taken all those shots and he keeps on coming back at you. And Larios is now having to fight him on the back foot for a moment. McCullough comes forward and the crowd here warming to him. They know he's now a man of Las Vegas.
And we know he will not stop doing this.
Blood's worse by that right eye of Larios, Jim.
No, that's the other eye. It was the left eye that was cut in the opening round. That looks like the right eye. That's two damaged eyes he has now.
And McCullough's after him here. Grandstand stuff here from Wayne McCullough. What about this from the 35-year-old warrior? Larios cut to both eyes. Not bad to one. The right eye looks worse. Dramatic stuff, and McCullough staging a real comeback in that third round in the last minute of the round.
Yep, and Larios looking very, very uncomfortable there. Cut over each eye, and the second cut really looks like a bleeder.
Y te metes a cambiar golpes como loco sin tener necesidad. ¿Cómo sientes?
Miguel Diaz is there. There it is. It's to the side of the eye, Jim.
But it was bleeding quite profusely. He's been walking.
Accidental here, but the first one was a punch, but this over here is the butt, okay?
Yeah, that was the clash I was speaking of. It was a bad clash.
First one was accidental, second one was a butt, says the referee.
Yeah, that's just as they both landed the punch. That really was a horrendous clash, and Larios has come off worse. Although Wayne was the one who's